Hi everyone. Today we're going to study testing the difference between two means for small dependent sample. This test is used when the samples are dependent. Samples are considered to be dependent samples when the subjects are paired or matched in some ways. When samples are dependent, a special t-test called dependent t-test is used. This test employs the difference in values of the matched pairs. The hypotheses are described by this table. In the first column, this is for two-tailed. The null hypothesis is H sub O colon mu sub D equals 0. This mu sub D is the expected mean of the differences of the matched pairs. For the H sub 1, that is the alternative hypothesis, colon, we write here mu sub D is not equal to 0. In the middle, here is for the left-tailed test. The H sub O, the null hypothesis, colon, mu sub D is greater than or equal to 0. While H sub 1, the alternative hypothesis, colon, mu sub D is less than 0. For the right-tailed test, the null hypothesis H sub 0, colon, mu sub D is less than or equal to 0. While the H sub 1, this is the alternative hypothesis, colon, mu sub D is greater than 0. Here is the formula of the dependent t-tests. T equals d bar minus mu sub D all over S sub D divided by the square root of n, where this d bar is the mean of the differences between the matched pairs. The formula is d bar equals the summation of d all over n. The mu sub D equals mean of the population differences, and this is equal to 0. For the S sub D equals sample standard deviation of the differences, and the formula is S sub D equals this big square root, the numerator is summation of d square minus the fraction, where the numerator is the square of summation of d all over n, and the denominator here is n minus 1. Next, the n here is the number of sample. Let us see this example. A dietitian wishes to see if a person's cholesterol level will change if the diet is supplemented by a certain mineral. 6 subjects were pre-tested, and then they took the mineral supplement for a 6-week period. The results are shown in the table. Cholesterol level is measured in milligrams per deciliter. Can it be concluded that the cholesterol level has been changed at alpha equals 0.10? Assume the variable is approximately normally distributed. For the 6 subjects, here are the data. The first column is the cholesterol level before the mineral intake, and the second column is the cholesterol level of the respective patient after taking the mineral supplement. So let us begin by writing the step 1, and this is to state the hypothesis and identify the claim. So we write here H sub 0, this is the null hypothesis, colon, mu sub d equals 0. And the H sub 1, the alternative hypothesis, we write mu sub d not equal to 0. In our problem here, the word is change. So this can be two-directional inequality. That is why the not equal sign is used in the alternative hypothesis. Also, this alternative hypothesis is the claim of the problem. Step 2, to find the critical value. The degrees of freedom is equal to n minus 1. This n is the number of patients in the problem. So we have 6 minus 1 equals 5. At alpha equals 0.10, the critical values are plus or minus 2.015. We write here plus or minus because this is a two-tailed test, as denoted by the not equal sign in the alternative hypothesis. Step 3 is to compute for test value. In computing for test value, we need to add 2 more columns in the table. The first additional column is the d, or the difference, while the second additional column is d squared. So the formula for d is this x sub 1 minus x sub 2. So the values are given here. This is 210 minus 190 is 20. 235 minus 170 is 65. 208 minus 210 is negative 2. So this pattern is followed by the other data. And then we will get the total of this column, and we write summation of d. This is equal to 100. Going to the second additional column, we're going to square each value in this d column. So we have the data here. 20 square is 400, 65 square is 4,225, negative 2 square is 4, so on and so forth. Now we will take the summation of the d square, and this is equal to 4,890. So the formula of t-test is here. In this formula, we need to compute for the d bar and the s sub d. Starting with the d bar, this is equal to summation of d over n. Substituting the corresponding values, we have 100 over 6, and the quotient is 16.7. Now for the s sub d, here is the formula. Substituting the corresponding values, we have the big square root of 4,890 minus this fraction. The numerator is 100 square over 6, all over 6 minus 1. That is the n minus 1. Simplifying further, we have this big square root of 3223.3 over 5. And simplifying this value, we have 25.4. This is our S sub d and the d bar respectively. Now let us substitute these values in our formula of t. So we have 16.7, that is the d bar, minus the mu sub d, and this is equal to 0 as assumed in our value here. All over, the S sub d is 25.4 divided by the square root of n, and the n is 6. Simplifying this fraction here, the final answer is 1.610. Now let us proceed with step 4, make the decision. Considering this figure, we have this normal distribution. Our critical values are in place, the 2.015, this is the positive, and this is the negative. The critical regions are on the tails area. Now, our test value is 1.610. This is falling on the non-critical region. So our decision is we do not reject the null hypothesis. And step 5, summarize the result. So when we do not reject the null hypothesis, we are accepting it. So we write, there is not enough evidence to support the claim that the mineral changes a person's cholesterol level. Or we say that there is no significant difference between the before cholesterol level and the after cholesterol level of a person after taking that mineral supplement. This is our final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.